know what time it is. Live from the Bare Muscle Garage, it's time for the season premiere of Fit Crew. What do we got in store for you today? Let's go ahead and share this on screen. So we are kicking the season off with some swinging. We're going to be doing 5 rounds of 12 kettlebell swings, 8 kettlebell walking lunges, and 4 shuttle runs. And we may be looking at this thinking, lunging is kind of difficult for me. Running, not so great either. Don't worry, guys. As always, we're going to warm up really well. And we're going to go through all the options that will allow you to do this workout or your version of it. Right where you are, using what you have and doing what you can. But let's go ahead and start this general warm-up. Here we go. Let's get some arm circles going back, arm circles back. And as you know, my name is Coach Chris. I am a level 3 CrossFit trainer, which means I've logged thousands of hours over many years helping many people just like you live their best life through health and fitness. Let's move on to arms across the chest. Hug yourself, love yourself. And this program has helped hundreds of our Fit Crew family all over the world to do things they never thought they'd be able to do and to be people who they never thought they could be. Let's go ahead and move on to the wrist wave. We've had our Fit Crew friends get over some chronic conditions, find strength they never knew they had, find flexibility they never knew they had, and most importantly, find the family that they really needed in their lives right now. Let's go ahead and move on to some high knees. High knees into chest, or if it works better, we could do some high elbows, or both. And the improvements have come from nothing more than just hard work, dedication, discipline, being motivated by yourself, being motivated by others, being motivated by our mission, by our purpose, which is to live happier, stronger lives. Let's move on to some calf raises. Up on the toe, back on the heel, up on the toe, back on the heel, or if it works better, we can do some wrist extensions. And our Fit Crew family comes from all over the world. We've had friends in North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa. We're just missing Antarctica and the North Pole at this point, but let's see if we can find some people there soon. Let's go ahead and move on to some jumping jacks, or we could do some stepping jacks if we want low impact. So are you ready to join our Fit family and become the person that you need to be? We look forward to having you with us on your journey and strengthening you as you strengthen us as well. Let's go ahead and move on to the activation phase, which is where we're going to do a couple different moves that are going to help us to get specifically ready for today's workout. The first move we're going to do today is single leg glute bridges. And let's go ahead and have twin 1 demonstrate 2 single leg glute bridges for us on the same leg. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then we're going to do some single arm reverse flies like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 single leg glute bridges, 5 on each leg. Now, for many of us, the single leg glute bridge could be very challenging, in which case we could do the traditional glute bridge with both legs. And let's have twin 1 show us what that looks like. So we've got both feet pulled in. We're squeezing those glutes, getting the hips as high as we can in the air, getting higher and higher each rep. But if we're doing this as prescribed, we are getting the one foot in, the other leg is up. We're squeezing those glutes, getting the hips as high as we can each time, doing 5 on one side before switching and doing 5 on the other side. And so good job here on these glute bridges, whether we're doing the single leg or the double leg. Next, we're going to roll over and hit some dynamic calf stretches. It's going to have twin 1 demonstrate 2 reps of the dynamic calf stretch for us on each leg. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then the dynamic calf stretch is going to be some dynamic elbows like this. So let's all join in and let's do 10 reps of the dynamic calf stretch on each leg. Now, it could be that doing this off the ground is a bit of a challenge for us, in which case we could do this off of an inclined surface. Let's have twin 1 demonstrate here. This could be off of a wall, off a counter, off a sofa, off whatever inclined surface we need. We're going to get into an incline pike position, bending the one knee, pulling that back heel into the ground. But if we're doing this off the ground as prescribed, we've got those hips piked up, we're bending the one knee, pulling that back heel into the ground, holding that for about 2 seconds before switching sides to really feel the activation in the calves and the ankles. And so good job here on this dynamic calf stretch. Next, we're going to do some good mornings. And let's go ahead and have Deb demonstrate 2 good mornings for us. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then the good mornings are going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 good mornings together. So a couple things to keep in mind. We are going to be folding those arms across the chest, and we are going to hinge by sending those hips back, getting that chest to just about parallel, and squeezing the glutes until we get all the way back up to a fully standing locked out position with those shoulders back at the top. And so good job here on these good mornings. So next we're going to do some high knees with a hip circle. And let's go ahead and have twin 1 demonstrate 2 reps on each leg for us. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then we're actually going to do a forward arm raise with a lateral arm circle like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 high knee hip circles on each leg. Now it could be that, hey, this is kind of challenging for us to balance, in which case that's fine. If we need to hold on to a wall or a pole or something along those lines, we can certainly do that if that helps us with our balance. But if we're doing this as prescribed, we are getting those knees up, circling around to the side, getting all the way back down, which is going to open up those hip flexors, really helping with the running and the hip extension that we're going to be doing today. And so good job here on these high knee hip circles. Next, we're going to do some reverse lunges. So let's go ahead and have twin 1 demonstrate 2 reps of the reverse lunge for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the reverse lunge is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reverse lunges together. Now it could be a challenge to get that knee all the way to the ground, in which case we may choose to do some step downs, just like we see Deb doing here. So if we want to get a step riser or a footstool or a step ladder or something along those lines, we're going to be standing on top of that object and then alternating stepping down with each leg. And that mimics the reverse lunge motion without as much shear tension on the knee. But if we're doing this as prescribed, we should definitely have some knee protection there, whether it's some knee sleeves or a mat. And we're taking a big step back slightly to the side for stability until that knee touches the ground. We are looking for that knee contact there. And so once again, if that knee is not touching the ground, that's fine. We can do some step ups or step downs today. And so good job here on these reverse lunges. Next, what I'd like everyone to do is let's go ahead and grab a light kettlebell, if we have one. By light, I mean 10 pounds or less, 5 kilos or less. If we don't have a light kettlebell, then any other light common household item will do, preferably something with a handle. So an empty laundry detergent jug, an empty water jug, an empty purse. Or if we don't have anything with a handle, it could be any other common household item. It could be a pillow, it could be a shoe, it could be a teddy bear, or a light dumbbell, 10 pounds or less. But it's got to be super light. We always start light before we go heavy, if at all. So with this light object in hand, we're going to do some kettlebell sumo deadlifts. And let's go ahead and have Twin 1 demonstrate 2 reps of the sumo deadlift for us. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then these deadlifts are going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the sumo deadlift together. So a couple things to keep in mind. That object is going to start on the ground in between the feet, and we're going to have those hips super low, chest up, shoulders back, and we're looking straight ahead to have a nice neutral spine. And we're going to take a deep breath in, bracing that core as we drive the ground away, getting to a fully standing position with the shoulders back at the top. And then we want to brace that core on the way back down as well, tapping the ground in between the feet each rep. And so good job here on these deadlifts. And finally, here in the activation phase, we're going to do some Russian swings. Let's go ahead and have Twin 1 demonstrate 2 Russian swings for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the Russian swing is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the Russian swing together. So a couple things to keep in mind here. This is a hip and a leg based movement. So we're not pulling this up with the arms. We're just holding on to that kettlebell. We're initiating by sending that kettlebell back between the legs. And then we are using the power of the glutes. We're squeezing those glutes to pop that up to about face level. And notice the T-Rex arms, which once again accentuate the fact that this is a hip thing. We're not pulling that up with the arms. We are popping that off the hips, getting it up to about face level. And so good job here on these Russian swings. Well, that is it for the activation phase. Now we're going to move on to the movement prep, which is where we're going to practice specifically the 3 moves that we are doing in today's workout. The first move is going to be the full kettlebell swing overhead. And so let's go ahead and have Twin 1 demonstrate 3 reps of the full kettlebell swing for us. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then the kettlebell swing is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 kettlebell swings. Now, if going overhead is going to cause us some shoulder pain or issues, We can certainly choose to keep doing that Russian swing up to face level. Let's have twin one remind us what a couple of Russian swings look like. And so we're popping that with the power of the hips up to face level. But if we're doing the full swing overhead, we still want that same energy. This is a hip and glute based thing. We're squeezing those glutes, popping that up overhead, and the arms are just there to keep it close to the body, and we're punching that kettlebell back at the top. And so we're throwing that kettlebell back between the legs, popping that with the power of the hips, punching it to lock out overhead. And so good job here on these kettlebell swings. The second move that we're doing in today's workout is kettlebell walking lunges. And to demonstrate, let's go ahead and have twin one demonstrate 4 reps of the kettlebell walking lunge for us. Now, it could be that, hey, I don't have space to do too many walking lunges like that, in which case we can certainly do these lunges in place. Let's have twin one show us what some in place goblet lunges are going to look like. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the walking lunge is actually going to be some single arm curls like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the walking lunge together. Now, it could be that getting that knee all the way to the ground is a challenge for us, and it's not going to get any easier just because we're holding some weight. So if we need to do some step ups instead, just like we see Deb doing here, that's completely fine. We have that step riser, or we have a box of some sort, or a step ladder, or even some stairs, if that's the most practical option for us in our particular situation. But if we are doing this as prescribed, then we're taking a nice big lunge step forward, slightly to the side for stability until that back knee touches the ground. And we can either lunge, doing the walking lunge, counting our lunge steps, or we can do the lunge in place like we talked about before, whatever is better for our circumstances. But good job here on these lunges. And the third and final move we're doing today is shuttle runs. Now, preferably, we're doing 50-foot shuttle runs, meaning we're running 25 feet down, then turn around, come back, tapping the ground at each side. So let's have twin one show us what 2 shuttle runs look like. And she is tapping the ground at the halfway, the 25-foot mark, coming back, boom, tapping the ground. That was 1. Tapping the ground down there again, coming back, that was 2. Now, if we don't have 25 foot of space that we can do these shuttle runs, that's fine. We can actually do shuttle runs in place, and 20 high knees is going to equal an in place shuttle run. Let's have twin one hit 1 in place shuttle run. And so she's pumping those knees, pumping those elbows. And after 20 of those, she's going to tap the ground. That was 1. And every 20 high knees is going to count as a shuttle run in place. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then each shuttle run is going to be 20 alternating forward arm raises like this. And then after the 20, we can either tap the ground, or if it's better for us, we can clap our hands or use the finger counting method. So let's all join in here and let's do 4 shuttle runs. So first thing is, hey, let's look at our circumstances. Do we have the space to run down and back? That is the preferred method if we can. If not, we can certainly do these shuttle runs in place, counting 20 high knees. Now, if the bend and touch is gonna fire up that lower back, then that's fine. We don't have to tap the ground each time. We can either keep track with the finger counting method. Some people like to change directions on the in-place shuttle run, and that's another way to keep track. But good job on these shuttle runs. Well, now it's ramp up time. If you've been earning badges and you'd like to add some weight to do either the scaled, intermediate, or RX weight for today's workout, then let's start to gradually add some weight, doing about 5 to 10 practice swings and lunges at a time, adding a little bit of weight each time until we get to the weight that we want to use for our division. And we have plenty of time here for you to do at least 2 to 3 warm-up sets. No need to go straight to a super heavy weight. But if we have not been earning badges, or we're just getting back to this after a long time off, then please, let's not add any weight. That super light weight that we were just using in the warm-up is going to be more than enough for us today. It's very important that we have the right form and consistency with all our habits before we've earned the right to add or reintroduce intensity, such as by adding weight or going fast. And whether we're adding weight or not, let's pay close attention to the following checklist. Number 1, please make sure your device is fully charged or plugged in so we can get through this whole workout without losing you. Number 2, let's grab some water. Let's take a sip. And let's make sure we got our water nearby so we can take a sip as needed all throughout the workout. Number 3, I'm going to give everyone a 3, 2, 1, go countdown. And that's how you can synchronize your timer with mine if you choose to use one. Number 4, music. Super important. Your taste in music is way better than my taste in music. And the great thing is, you don't have to listen to my music. You can listen to your music. You can blast your music as loud as you want, as long as you can still hear me helping you throughout the workout. And lastly, how are we keeping track of these rounds? This is a 5-round workout. It's going to be easy to lose track of where we are, what we're doing, how much we got left. So let's have some type of system in place that helps us to know where we are without getting lost. And if you're a teacher's pet like Mighty Mouse, first to the screen, or like Deb, or even like Twin One over here, let's go ahead and take a teacher's pet picture, show that whiteboard, and we're going to show you exactly how prepared you are. The teacher's pet picture in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. I'm going to bring the workout back on screen one more time, and then we'll get going. So in just about a minute, we're going to start this timer. And we're about to do this 5-round workout of 12 kettlebell swings, 8 kettlebell walking lunge steps, and 4 sets of shuttle runs. So on these kettlebell swings, we're doing the full overhead swing, but if that's taxing on the shoulders going into that overhead position and we prefer to do the Russian swing, that is completely fine as an option as well. On these lunges, if we're having issues getting the knee to the ground, that's okay as well. We can do 8 step-ups total. That's going to be 4 on each leg. But these are, whether we're doing it off the ground or doing the step-ups, these are going to be 8 total reps, 4 on each leg. And then we're doing 4 sets of shuttle runs. And so preferably if we have the 25-foot span of space that we can run down and back, then each shuttle run is going to be running down and back. Boom, that's 1. We're doing 4 sets of that. And if we don't have the space to run the 25 feet down and back, that's okay as well. We can do 4 sets of the 20 high knees. And so we're doing 20 high knees, tap the ground, doing that a total of 4 times each round. So your score is going to be the time it takes you to get through these 5 rounds of 12 kettlebell swings, 8 walking lunges, and 4 sets of shuttle runs. So if you are good to go, give me a thumbs up over here and we'll get this started. I'm going to give us a 10-second countdown, and then I'm going to highlight twin 1 to get us going. So here we go, guys. Let's kick this season off. 5 rounds, 12 kettlebell swings, 8 walking lunge steps, 4 sets of shuttle runs. Starting in 10 seconds. Let's get ready. 3, 2, 1, go, and we're off. And notice twin 1 is using a heavy kettlebell, and so she did that bit of a lead up swing first, like a low Russian swing before getting into the full swings. That's a really good tactic to get some momentum going. And she's keeping the chest up, not letting that kettlebell take her down. Popping up with the power of the hips, punching that back. And she's finished all 12 swings and is now going on to the 8 lunge steps. And we've got Deb doing the 8 step-ups. And Mighty Mouse already finished those lunge steps, and Mighty Mouse is up doing her version of the shuttle runs. And so it's just amazing to see everyone's progress. And Mighty Mouse, oh, she's got to do those lunge steps first, right? She just remembered, hey, it happens to all of us, even with the board. But she's going to do those lunges first. And twin 1 is halfway through these shuttle runs here. Running down and back, 4 sets of that. Deb is doing the in-place shuttle runs. And there goes twin 1 on the last shuttle run. Now the last one. And now she's gonna get ready to do round 2 here. So getting that heavy kettlebell, doing that little low hip pop to get it going. And then boom, onto these 12 swings in the second round. And we've got Deb on these swings in the second round. But nice work here, guys. Breathing through it, keeping that core nice and tight. And Mighty Mouse as well on these swings. All the way down, all the way up. And here goes twin 1, taking some big lunge steps. And we've got Deb on these lunge steps as well, doing some step ups. And Mighty Mouse is hitting some curls for the lunges. And there goes twin 1. All the way down, all the way back. The first of 4 shuttle runs. Deb as well, off on these shuttle runs. And Mighty Mouse on her version of the shuttle run. And so step forward, step back. That is what we've determined is going to be helping her step outside the comfort zone today. So nice work here, guys. Making our way through this second round. And so far, everyone is on track to finish within today's target window. So we are getting into the third round here, taking a deep breath, and then getting ready to get swinging into this round. And we're gonna pop that up, boom, head through, arms back, using the power of the hips and the legs. So nice work here, guys. Mighty Mouse already onto these curls for the lunge steps in this round. And as a reminder, we are doing 12 swings, 8 lunges, and 4 sets of shuttle runs each round. Twin 1 going off on these lunges. Deb hitting these step ups. And then off we go on these runs for round 3. Mighty Mouse up and at it. So love to see it, guys. All of us picking options that are challenging for us, but still help us to get the intended stimulus. And we are breathing, pushing through these runs here. And here we go, Deb diving into round 4, hitting these 12 swings. We want to brace that core each and every rep. And round 4 in a 5-round workout is what I consider to be the pivotal round, one of the most important rounds. We're not quite at the end. We're almost there, but it's deep enough in there that it's easy for us to lose focus. But let's stay motivated. Let's stay on track. Let's hold on to a nice steady pace here. And then round 5 is where we really blast it out. But we are getting through these swings. We are getting through these lunges. Staying braced, staying focused. Taking a quick breather, and then boom, going into this next set. And then Deb taking a breather before heading into these runs. And so off we go. Mighty Mouse on these runs as well. Twin 1 on these runs. Breathing through it, pushing through it. Staying motivated. And we've got Mighty Mouse starting this last round here. All the way down, all the way up. We got Deb on this last round here. Heading into this last round of 12 swings, 8 lunges, and 4 shuttle runs. So let's do this here, guys. Twin 1 joining in on this last round here as we are entering the low end of the target window. And there goes Twin 1 on this last set of swings. So nice work here, guys. We got Mighty Mouse on the last set of runs here. Deb as well on these runs. And we know what to do as we approach the finish line. We hit that buzzer, we yell time, we cheer on our family. And it looks like Mighty Mouse is across the finish line. Looks like Deb as well, doing that victory dance. And let's cheer on Twin 1 here, guys. Love to hear from our cheering squad.
Get it, Coach C.
And there she goes, heading off
Nice.
on runs, the first of
C.
4 runs. Let's hear from our cheering squad.
Nice job. Nice job,
You got
Denise.
this. Keep going. You got it.
Coach D.
First of
Sweet
4
Lord.
runs.
You got this.
Almost there.
Nice, Denise.
Breathe, let's push through it.
Woo! You more.
Almost at the finish line.
Nice. Nice job.
And there goes
Good girl.
21 across the
Woo-hoo.
finish line.
Nice. Nice job.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was crazy. But now we're at the best part of the workout, which is the cool down stretch. And this stretch is super important to help us fight soreness, increase flexibility, so we can come back day after day, staying consistent and committed. So the first stretch we're gonna do is the seal stretch. And that's gonna be where we're laying face down. And we are going to push up like this with some active shoulders, letting those hips sink into the ground. And if this is hard on the wrists, then we can do this off the elbows if that's better for us. And while we're here, let's hear some high-low buffalo. So let's hear first from twin 1 if she's done catching her breath. And if we're doing this from the seated position, we're getting those arms up and pulling back like this. But what is your high-low buffalo, twin 1?
Whew. I think my high were doing those shuttle runs. Gave me like a little time to breathe in between. The low was the kettlebell swings. And the buffalo was, I did the heavier weight and it hurt. Let me tell you, it hurt. I'm still recovering from the hurt, but I stuck with it. So I'm really happy that I stuck with it.
And I'm happy you stuck with it too. You've been at this for over 4 years at this point, progressively adding weight, and we are out here swinging that heavy kettlebell. It almost feels like a completely different movement, but that heavier kettlebell, right? But good job sticking with it, and still, most importantly, finishing within the target window. Let's go ahead and now let's switch from the seal into the frog. We're gonna get those hips back, knees out to the side, and we are sinking into this like this. And while we're doing this, let's hear from Mighty Mouse. Let's actually just get to know Mighty Mouse a little bit better. We mentioned at the beginning of the episode that we've had Fit Crew family doing this for a number of years. Mighty Mouse has been at this for some time. So how long have you been doing this program and how has it helped you? And if we're doing this from the seated position, by the way, we're getting those hands on the shoulder blades and pulling back like this.
I've been doing this program since April 2020. And since then, I've seen a lot of improvement. When I first started, I was in a hospital bed, so I wasn't even mobile. I was just there, you know. I joined the program, doing the best I can. I didn't even have weights at that time. I didn't even have weights. I think I was using a water bottle or whatever I can use to do exercise. And then I graduated, I got weights. And then probably a year later, or maybe a month, I can't really remember. But then I graduated, and then I finally got in my wheelchair and started doing exercise from there. And then just recently, maybe last year, I was on a journey doing physical therapy. I got to the point where I started walking. My health got better, and I got to the point where I got off medical supplies and a ventilator, and then I also I had a trach. So I just had surgery to get that permanently closed up. This program has been awesome. It helped me do everything. If it wasn't for the program, I wouldn't be off those machines, or to the point where I could stand. So yes, in 4 years' time, I have seen much improvement.
And we are all giving you a standing ovation right now, Mighty Mouse. Thank you so much for allowing us to accompany you on your journey. It's just been so awesome to see that progression, like you said, from lying down to seated to standing up, and now we are jumping and cheering with you. Let's go ahead and move on to the supine twist. So we're laying on our back, we got the one knee into the chest, and we are twisting the other way, pulling down with that opposite hand like this. And while we're here, let's hear from Deb. Deb's been doing the program for some time now. How long have you been doing this program, and how's it helped you? And if we're doing this from a seated position, we're twisting toward the right, holding on to whatever we need to.
Hi, I'm Deb. I've been doing the program for 4 years. June 2020, I started with the Fit Crew, and it's been so good. It's improved my breathing. It's improved my confidence in just walking around, and just like I can feel the muscles in my body. You know, I learned to work with the muscles in my body, to use every muscle to do whatever I'm doing. I had a knee replacement, and it's just been great. And so I would recommend this program to anybody, to anyone, anywhere, because it helps. Like you've heard Mighty Mouse, like that's my idol right there. Like you can see how the exercise works, and it helps the body, gets everything moving in your body. So if you don't have inclination or an incentive to get up and moving, join the Fit Crew. We got you. Thanks, Coach.
And thank you, Deb. And thank you for just everything you do to bring that energy, to bring that enthusiasm to our Fit Crew family. And let's now finish supine twist on the other side. We got the other knee into the chest, and we are twisting the other way. And while we're over here, let's circle back to twin one. We heard your high-low buffalo, but hey, let's hear more about you. You've been doing this program for some time. It's helped you in your personal life and your family life. How long have you been doing this program? And in what ways has it helped you? If we're doing this from the seated position, we're now twisting toward the left, holding on to whatever we need to.
So I've been doing this program for 4 years now. I started in 2020, and it changed my life for sure. I always liked being fit, but I could never reach the goals I wanted. And I would have gym memberships, and I would go for a little bit, see some results, and then I'd give up because I would hit a plateau, and I wasn't getting the full results I wanted. But when I did this program, this is like the only one I've been able to stick to, and it's helped me reach my fitness goals and stick to them. Not only, you know, it's a continuous process. You don't ever just stop. You have to keep going if you want to stay fit. So it's helped me to do that. And I feel better. I was worried about, you know, getting a certain age, and like everyone says, everything goes downhill after a certain age, and I didn't want that for myself. And I found this program just in time for making the changes that I need to do now for a better future. So I am really happy with this program, and it's changed my life.
And as you have with ours. So thank you so much, Twin One, for your great example, for your dedication, for your discipline. That's certainly been inspiring and motivating for people of all ages. Well, that's our WOD, that's our stretch, that's our high-low buffalo. You know what's left. We got to kick this season off with the first sweaty selfie. Because does it count if we don't take this selfie? Let's flex on the camera here, guys, and let's take this selfie. Sweaty selfie in 3, 2, 1. And crazy face. And let's put the fist in the middle for the cheer. On 3, 2 claps. Fit crew. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Big crew.
Mhm.
Fit crew. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoy this program, then please give this channel a subscribe, a like, and a share. Thank you very much, and see you next time.